everybody. We are back again for the second night in a row. All right. Uh, we won't stay on too long tonight. It's a work night, and last night I went to bed and I woke up at like 5 a.m. and it didn't even seem like I went to bed. So I don't know if I slept good or slept bad, but it was a short night. So yeah, let's try not to be up too late tonight because here at Starbright Observatory, we can't take it when it's late, even though this is a night owl sport. But that's okay. Tonight, um, it is 35 degrees out here. So says the weather station. It's the Arctic tundra out here. It is literally freezing. Well, obviously, if you're not from Arizona, you don't understand. But if you're from Arizona, you know that this is like brutally cold weather. It's crazy. So all right. So let's not dilly dally tonight. Tonight we have NGC 1491, the Fossil Footprint Nebula. There's a spider nebula and there's a fly nebula, and you can get them both in there. I went over to it real quick. There's smaller nebulas, but I think it would have either they're not as bright, and I'm not sure. I think it might have taken a little too long to acquire the target. We'll try it one of these nights. We don't want to watch paint dry when we do these things. We want to see all the exciting stuff here. There's just so many targets. I wanted to do a galaxy. Actually wanted to do Bode's galaxy, but it's still just a little too low in the sky at this time. If we waited till it was a little bit later, it would be high in the sky and it would be really good. But we definitely want to start doing some of these galaxies. We can't do nebulas every night. But let's just we'll try and mix it up here a little bit. But tonight we have, like I said, NGC 1491. This is the Fossil Footprint Nebula. All right, we're getting prehistoric here tonight. It's going to be crazy. I went over to it about a week or two ago, and it's a great little target. It's not a huge nebula. It's kind of small, but it is very interesting. And I love all these amazing different targets. This one is no different. This is an amazing little target. We got our guider on. If you want to see here, I'll show you the guider. We've got our PhD2 guider going on right here. It looks amazing, and it's guiding really well right now. So it seems it's right on the money. It's doing really well. I'll just show you here. There's Clyde. He is pointing almost straight up, but I believe I don't want to go. We can't go super long. We might even hit a meridian flip. I don't know. We'll see. Because I think what we're looking at is going down, but I can't remember. It's beyond me. All I know is if it gets to that point, he'll beep and he'll stop. All right. Well, let's get right into it here. Let's see. We have our gain about 33. We've been keeping it right around between like 35 and 40. So let's do 39. It's a smaller target. Let's see here. And let's just try a trigger mode. And we've been really lucky with 20 seconds. 20 seconds seems to be the sweet spot for most targets. Let's go ahead and loop it and see if we can start stacking pictures of this wonderful little nebula. It is very cool. Let's see what we're going to get here. I think this one really glows. It's going to be good. Oh, that is super cool. Let's zoom into that. Oh my gosh, look at that. The Fossil Footprint Nebula. That it almost looks like a mountain in space, doesn't it? That is a. It should be called like the Mountain Nebula or the top of Everest Nebula. But that is super cool. Look at all these stars in this picture. That's ridiculous. All right, we're good on our histogram. Looks pretty good. Let's I'm happy with that right there. I think that's pretty good. We're gonna add, let's take our sharpening up to about, let's do it right around 50. And then let's enable our live stack. And we'll go ahead. Now we won't have to really mess with too much else on here. You know, the Cam software is great because we can just hop in here. We don't have to do a lot. The Cams are very good at it. Our DS10 is super sensitive. This stuff just basically runs itself. It is amazing. You know. All right. Well, we're gonna let that stack up, and I'm gonna show you here in Stellarium while that's stacking. We are right here. The Fossil Footprint Nebula. Now they've got theirs looking pretty good. That looks amazing. Let's see here. And we've done this before, the Heart and the Soul Nebula. There's a bunch of stuff in here. Very cool. The Flaming Star, the Californian. We've done those. There is some galaxies over here. See here, the Silver Sliver Galaxy. Hey, that looks pretty cool. A magnitude of 15.85, so it's pretty dim. That doesn't mean we can't get it. It just means it just takes us longer to get it. And look at all these galaxies up here. They're super tiny. But anywhere you see one, if you're using Stellarium, anywhere these little red circles are, those are galaxies, and the little squares, the green squares, are nebulas. Very cool. And the little round like flower shapes here, the little yellow dots, those are clusters. Which there's some amazing clusters out here too. Now here's that Spider and the Fly Nebula. It's right here, but it was kind of dim, and it actually kind of looks like that when you are on it. You know, it's an H2 region, H3 region, so it does just have that red hue to it. But maybe on a different night we'll try that out. Let's see. Oh, this is stacking up. This is stacking up nice. It's super dark out tonight. I couldn't not come out here because you know, if I didn't come out here and it got cloudy like for the next week, I'd be mad at myself that I didn't make myself come out here and do it. And I love doing it. It's just you know, I'm kind of doing this off the cuff tonight. Usually I'm prepared, but tonight I am not prepared at all. I just figured we'd just run out here and do it real quick. Oh, let's see here. We are at 9 frames on our input and 8 on our output. Look how our histogram, it is super sharp and looks really good tonight. So let's see here. We are going to learn about NGC. I don't even have this typed in yet. 1491. Let's see. Let's see what this says. NGC 1491, also known as LBN 794 or SH2-206. It is an emissions type bright nebula located about 9,800 light years away from the Earth in the constellation of Perseus. Very cool, very cool. We know who Perseus is. We saw him in The Lightning Thief. Oh, well, I did anyway. So let's see here. So, oh wow. Now remember, last night we did the Rosette Nebula, and it was 5,000 light years away, and that is a huge, huge nebula. Um, and this one is 9,008 years. It's literally double the distance than the Rosette Nebula. This is absolutely crazy. Let's see here. It is a challenging narrowband nebula. Let me see. Let's see here. Now, they're saying it's where new stars are born from the radiation of a nearby star. Now, how does that even, if you think about that, how does that even happen? How does a star actually get born from all this radiation and all these other stars? It is absolutely beyond us. I know NASA's pretty smart. They're way smarter than I am, so I'm not quite sure how they figure that out. But very, very cool. Yeah, the Fossil Footprint Nebula. And it is a magnitude of, well, let's see here, 11.2. So it's not quite as bright. It's a dimmer object for us. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Very cool. Very cool. The Fossil Footprint Nebula. This is stacking up really good. We got 16. Let's do just a little bit. Look at the detail that has come up in this. This is absolutely amazing. Let's see here. Let's do a little live high dynamic range on this. We're just going to bump this down a little bit to try and get some of this outer area a little bit brighter. But look at that. That actually is absolutely crazy looking. That's unbelievable. Look how this bellows out like a cloud. It really does. They call it the fossil footprint. I guess it does look like that. But it really does look like the top of a mountain to me. Very cool. And as we all know, these things never look like what they say they do. It's crazy. I don't know who names these. Very, very interesting. You know, our focus, I didn't have to touch the focus tonight. I'm so happy. The temperature is the exact same as it was yesterday. So the scope pretty much is exactly the same as it was yesterday. We had really good focus. It's really dark out. We're doing really good. I did email Starizona. They make the Hyperstar right here in Arizona. When I was into these stars right here, I could see when we did Thor's helmet, there was some red on the sides of these stars right here. And I was worried about that we weren't collimated, everything pointing exactly straight like it's supposed to be. The star, the Hyperstar is pointing straight, and that means the camera's not pointing straight. But I believe it is. And they sent me an email back. I sent them some raw images, and they wanted to see the image train on the front of the scope, and I measured it and told them how big it was and all this stuff. And I bought everything from them, so they know what it is. But they were saying that I was a little out of focus. That happens when you're a little out of focus, and that we were overexposing the stars. Now, when they said when we overexpose the stars, those stars may actually be like red or like the blue hue or the gold to them, and that is why those red halos are coming out. So we'll have to try and watch that, see if we can replicate that again with an overexposure to see if we can get those red edges on the stars. Just always something to tinker with. I love this because everything usually works fairly well, and the tinkering is to a minimum, and most of the time it doesn't need to be done right away, and that makes me happy that we're not scrambling to get stuff done. This is looking amazing. We are at 24 frames. Wow. Look at that. The Fossil Footprint Nebula. Now, I think when we do some post-processing, we're going to see, hopefully, we're going to be able to bring all this out. I think it's going to be good. Uh, you know what we might do tonight, since we're just going to do one target? Uh, maybe we should just, maybe I can show you, maybe we'll post-process this. Uh, we'll do it in Cam Sky, and then we'll just open it in the GIMP real quick, and then you can kind of see what the GIMP looks like. The GIMP by far is the best free editor. Photoshop or whatever you want to call. The GIMP is amazing. I use it now because not that we couldn't use Adobe. I wouldn't mind paying for Adobe. I know they have a lot of astronomy plugins for it, but the GIMP does too. But at one point, I was really into computers, not so much anymore. And I was a big fan of Linux and FreeBSD. And I was running FreeBSD on everything, and then I switched over to Slackware, and it's a really fun operating system. Back when I was doing it, you had a few Windows sort of overlays. I forget what we were even using, but everything is command based, and it's very, very cool. And it was cool to try and get stuff to run on it. But it's a very efficient operating system, and on your Android phone, if you have an Android phone, that is a Linux Unix style FreeBSD operating system. Just to let you know that that's how that stuff works. All right, let's see here. So yeah, so FreeBSD and Linux is very cool, and the GIMP was a big deal. It was made for Linux. It was made for that, and made for Slackware and all those things. Was never a big fan of Red Hat. I tried Red Hat. I wasn't too thrilled with it. It was kind of bloated. Slackware was the best for me. Slackware is amazing. Well, it used to be. I don't know about it anymore. All right, this is looking really good. We're going to bump this down. We were at 31. We're gonna let this go to 32 frames. All right, there we are. This looks amazing. I'm super excited. You know what? Not every target can be like totally huge and fill up your whole screen, but this is absolutely a stunning little target, and we can really zoom in on this because the detail is really good. Our guiding is amazing. I'm so glad we got this guider. Our little hot pixels, they are just pinpoint like they should be. I'm elated that it's working this well. And the other night after I got off stream, I switched back over. I was doing some other things, and the Rosette Nebula was still stacking, and there was like over 100 frames in there, and you could tell that the hot pixels were just almost just as pinpoint as when we started. So I know that the guider's working well. All right, let's see here. We always try to get down right about this 150 mark. Let's just let it click off one or two more frames. It's not going to hurt. We're only doing one target tonight, so this should be no big deal. And don't forget, my beautiful co-host and I will be traveling to Tucson this Saturday, and we are going to start to spend a little bit of money and try and get our refractor set up. It's going to be great. I've been out here in the observatory measuring. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but we're going to do it. We can't quite afford the plane wave mount is what I really want. It would hold like 100 and some pounds, and we could just put both scopes on one mount. It would be amazing. But you probably don't even want to know how much it is. If you're ever interested and you're curious, just go to just Google plane wave mount and go to their site and look at the cheapest one. It's absolutely It's absolutely ridiculous. All right, let's let's take our picture. Let's take our snap. All right. Ooh, this look at all the stars in this picture. Again, it is absolutely crazy. Look at this cool little chain of stars right here. Look at that right there. That is super super cool. You know, they're all different shades of colors. They're almost from a gold to a red to like a greenish color. They are absolutely amazing. And just think, um, to someone else, now we don't know what's out there. We might be, I think we would be foolish to think there isn't something out there. Now, I'm not a big aliens guy. I mean, I love aliens. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not a big aliens guy. That aliens are like, you know, that Elvis is not alive and he's not an alien. So, but we would be foolish to think there isn't something else on one of these planets, whether it be some type of, you know, organism or bacteria or something. But something has got to be going on somewhere with all these thousands and millions and trillions of stars. And just think that we could be, you see this star right here? I got this little star. That's what we look like from across the universe. And just think, all this amazing stuff is here on Earth, and who knows? Who knows what's out there? That's what makes it so exciting. All right, well, we're in our picture. Let's do a little bit of our quick post-processing here in Cam Sky. Oh, let me put you over to the live scene here. All right, now we're going to do our range first. That's our black level. Oh yeah, right up to the bottom of that. We want to make sure that the background's dark. All right, and then we'll go right into. We'll back out a little bit, just like that. And then we'll go right to our curve, and we're going to do our astro curve. Oh my, look at that. That looks absolutely amazing. That is, it's almost glowing like a light. That is crazy how that is lit up like that. Let's see here. And there's definitely red in it, so we'll just put a little pop of red in it, take a little bit out. But we don't go be too much. We'll overexpose that center. All right. Now, I know my co-host is going to say put a little bit more in it, because it is dark. It is dark on the on your phone. If you're holding your phone, it's a little bit harder to see if you're not on a computer screen or have it on the TV. Let's just do that. Look at that. That looks amazing. We're 150% zoomed in, and look at the detail in this. What a cool, amazing little nebula. Look at all these cool dust lanes. Now, it's amazing how much detail there in this. Being nearly 10,000 light years away. Absolutely mind-blowing how far this is away, and we're able to see this kind of detail. This looks small in the telescope. We can't even fathom how big this is. This is huge. Those other ones that fill up our whole screen is absolutely ridiculous. Wow, that looks crazy. Wow, what a beautiful nebula. NGC 1491. So let's take another snapshot right here. Oh, look at this. I had this up. This is that Spider Nebula. And there's the little fish head nebula. We're going to have to do this. Maybe we can come out and maybe tomorrow or the next day, and we'll give this a shot. This is a quick post-processing to bring this out. My God, look at the amount of stars in this. This is absolutely crazy. All right, I'm not going to spoil it for you. No more of that. So, all right. So we have another snapshot here, one that is not processed, and we'll do it right here in our Cam Sky. We will do save as. Let's see here. All right, now here's all the targets we have. We have a lot of targets that we've seen. These are all targets that I've done either on stream, and a lot of them have been off stream. Let's see here. And this is NGC 1491. Do we have it? NGC, oh, we do have it. All right. We are going to save this as, let's see here. Today is 0109 and it is 24. And I always, when you're saving pictures, try to keep them in some type of format that you're going to know what they are when you go back, even if the file name is kind of long. So I always do the date, the day, the month and year, and I do raw if it's just a raw TIF picture that I'm saving from Mountain Camp Sky. There's nothing done to it. Or when I go back, I will save the raw. I always save a raw for that night, unprocessed, and then I will save whatever I processed in MCS, and we'll just name it the date, and then we'll put MCS after it. And then if we go in and we do the GIMP, we'll put the GIMP in there, and if we crop it down, we'll add that to it. So you always want to make sure when you go back into your folders, you say, oh, I did this on this day, and this is the program I use, and it's either processed or not processed. So if you're ever bored and it's raining out for like a week straight, it doesn't happen here. But if it were to, we could come out here and go, oh, you know what? I think I can process that picture a little bit better, and I can go back and I can pull that raw out of that file and play with it and try and do different things with it. All right, so let's save that. All right, and then we are going to, let's see here. Got this on the other screen. All right, here we go. Now we're going to open the GIMP. All right, here we go. All right, so this is what the GIMP looks like. We're going to, let's see here. So it's a little bit different. We're going to hold that mouse over there and we're going to hit plus a couple times. And that is going to zoom us in a little bit. You can set it up different ways, but usually the GIMP has a lot of hotkeys and stuff. I know this looks very intimidating if you're not used to software like this. It's really not. Once you figure it out, most things operate sort of the same way. Let's see here. Let's unpin this, and then we can show all of this. All right. So the first thing we're going to do in the GIMP here is we're going to go to colors, and there's a ton of stuff you can do in here. It's absolutely amazing. You can do all kinds of things: exposure, saturation, color temperature, hue, color balance, curves, which is what we do in MCS, and levels. Now levels is the same thing as range. So let's open this, and we're going to adjust our levels here. The nice thing about Mountain Camp Sky is when you do stuff, it always shows you a picture of the histogram. Let's see here. All right, look at that. We can bring that right up to the bottom of there, and I think it's actually darker in the GIMP. And then we also, now remember in Mountain Camp Sky, and we can do the histogram, and we can do this, we can do the white point over here. See how we're brightening that up? But in the GIMP here, there's also this third slider, so we can actually make the background blacker. It's a very cool thing. We'll go ahead and reset that. We'll do that, and then if we come into do a curve, and we find that like the background has gotten too light, we can come back in to the levels here, and not necessarily the left slider, but this middle slider, we can slide that over and start to get that nice black background again in your picture. All right, so let's just leave that there, and then we'll kind of do, let's do the curve. Let's see here. Let's do our curve. Let's see. Colors and curves. There we are. Now, this doesn't have a lot of information in it, but you can see right here, that is the actual histogram right there. That's where your information's at. So the value is no value. It's the alpha value, just like in Mellencamp Sky. And we're going to do an astro curve. As you can kind of see, the brightness of this is way more refined because it actually is an imaging program. And you can drag that down towards your histogram and out, kind of just like Mellencamp Sky does. But look how much brighter the background and the red has become just in the GIMPs. We did the same curve in Mellencamp Sky, but this is definitely more refined in this. Let's see here. Let's leave that right there, and then we'll go and we'll pick a channel here, a value, and we'll do red. And you can play with this any kind of way you want it. See. Okay. I think that looks pretty good myself. I like it. It might be a little bit bright. Oh. I didn't mean to do that. You know, sometimes less is more with this. But the best way to learn is just to open this up, start clicking stuff around. It never saves your picture unless you tell it to click save. So don't be afraid to get in here and try all these different things. You can't hurt anything. Your file's always going to be there. All right. Let's see here. There we go, right about there. It's not a whole lot, but I think that looks amazing. And this is how we do it. Now this would be ready pretty much for. Let's see, if we backed out just a little bit here. Look at all the stars in this. This is absolutely crazy. All right. So, and then the way we would do this to get this ready for putting on our Facebook or YouTube, or we would open, we have a watermark that we made here, and we'll do an edit and a copy. Now, if you want to watermark something like we do, this is done on a transparent background. That's all you have to do is make something on a transparent background, just text on a transparent background, or a picture, or whatever your symbol would be. We did that. We're going to edit, copy that, and then we're going to edit and then paste into selection. And there's a scale tool here, and we're going to drag that, make it bigger, and then we can move this right to, well, let's put it right here. Put that right there, and then we'll go to the selection, we'll anchor it, and then what we need to do is, we don't want that giant picture, we only want this. Real quick, let's do, I wanted to show you this levels real quick again. So here's this levels. So we don't have any further to go on the range. It's brought the range right here. But if you sled this down, see how it makes that background blacker? You got to be careful though, because it'll take away your H2 region. But if you wanted to darken that up just a hair, you could do that, just like that, and that looks amazing. You want to go down to where you can just start to see it start to affect your hydrogen region, your H2 region here. And as soon as you see that, you need to stop, because any more and you'll lose all this beautiful nebulosity out here. So we're going to say that that's okay right there. Now we're going to grab our cut tool, And this is going to be great for the internet. We're going to do this just like that. We're going to copy and then paste as a new image. There you go. There's our new image, and that is ready for you to print out, hang on your wall, put it on your Facebook or your Instagram. I'm sure we should have an Instagram or something like that. It's just too much to take care of. Let's see here. Now the GIMP, one thing with the GIMP, you can't save as anything you want in the GIMP. You have to export. If you hit save as, it'll do some, I think like a .xcf or something like that, something that the GIMP uses. So we're going to do an export as, and let's pick our, let's see here. We're going to go to astrography files, and we're going to go to NGC. This is 1491, the fossil footprint, and then all we have to do for the GIMP to save it how we want is we are going to do our date again. It is 01/09/24, and this we're going to call this GIMP, and it's cropped. So this way we know that we had it in the GIMP and we've cropped it, and we know that that is a post-processed image. And if you want to export it, now this will save it however you want. Obviously a JPEG is the best thing to save it in. JPG, and then you'll hit export, and then of course we want it to 100% of the quality, and then you hit export, and then it's done. So there you go. Just a quick few minutes on the GIMP. Maybe that'll help you get started. It's really an amazing program. It does so much, and you can get astronomy plugins and stuff for it. I know there's, if you want to get into it that much, but for the average quick and dirty post-processing, it does an amazing job. All right, so we can, let's see here. Let's go back to our live scene here, and I'm going to close that GIMP out. All right. This looks amazing. It's still stacking. It's still stacking. We're so busy doing that. We are at 84 frames. Look at that. That's amazing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, we'll take one more snap of this, and I'll just save it for later. Looks amazing. All right, well, there you have it. We've done an amazing target tonight. NGC 1491, the fossil footprint, getting prehistoric here at Starlight Starbright Observatory with the fossil footprint nebula. What a great little target, and almost 10,000 light years away. Craziness. It is absolutely crazy. All right, well, hopefully I've helped you out with the GIMP a little bit tonight. It's always nice to show a little bit of how we do things here. We don't always use the GIMP, but sometimes we like to, to try and get the best images we can without getting too ridiculous with it. All right, well, we're going to try and do that Spider Nebula. Maybe we'll come out either, if it's clear tomorrow night or the next night, we will come out and do the Spider Nebula. It'll be about this time. It'll be about between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. We'll come out here and we'll do it, and we'll see what we can get. I'm not going to show it to you again because you're going to get spoiled. All right. Well, thank you for coming out, and we will be back soon within the next couple days. The Spider and the Fly Nebula. It's going to be absolutely awesome. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Good night.